I want to talk to you about a case involving Britain and Dubai. We from time to time find that British people have been imprisoned in Dubai, and the Foreign Office gets involved and all kinds of judicial back and forth. But this is slightly different in nature, I think, and I'm really keen to know what you think about it. An 18-year-old boy/young man has been sentenced to a year in prison in Dubai after a holiday romance which involved sex with a British girl who was 17 at the time. So they were both in Dubai, both British, both ultimately planning to return to Britain. She has with her family. He hasn't because he's been imprisoned. And what happened was that the mother of the girl, who was 17 at the time, so it would have been legal in this country for her to be having sex, but not in Dubai, where the age of consent is 18. She rang police. The mother back in Britain rang police and basically reported the boy for sexual assault. And he's been prosecuted. I think this is an extraordinary story. And here to tell us more about some of the detail is Charlotte Lynch, LBC's reporter. So what do we know about the families and the relationship to start with?
Well, this is Mr Fakana, who is 18. He's from Tottenham in North London, who struck up a holiday romance with a girl who's not been named whilst they were both there on holiday with their respective parents. Now, as you said, the girl is also from Britain and she's only a few months younger than him. She was 17 at the time. She has now turned 18. And we've been hearing a bit more about what's thought to have happened through the organisation Detained in Dubai, who are in contact with Marcus and are helping try to free him. So Marcus said that they had to be secretive because the girl's parents were strict, but they had a consensual relationship that they planned to continue when they got back to the UK. And that did involve having sex. Now, the girl's parents are then said to have gone through her phone, and once the girl and her family were safely back in the UK, the girl's mum then rang police in Dubai, reported Marcus, and he was arrested and he was detained in September. Now, he has now been sentenced, as you say, to a year in prison in Dubai. Now, Marcus's family have released a statement saying that he is incredibly scared. His mental health is starting to decline. And of course, they're absolutely desperate for him to come home. They say that somebody has intentionally used the laws in Dubai against him, which he didn't know would happen when he embarked on this relationship. Now, Detained in Dubai have also said that Marcus feels abandoned by the British government and by the Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Rada Sterling is the group's CEO, and she's accused the government of failing to act.
The proof is in the pudding on this one. We work with foreign governments all the time. We work with MPs, we work with senators, and they are able to resolve these cases quickly. Marcus's case is not difficult to resolve at all. So if the British government wanted it resolved and put the effort in, he would not have received a 1-year sentence.
Now, as you say, the age of consent in Dubai is 18. In the UK, it's 16, so their relationship would have been perfectly legal here.
Because I think this is the whole heart of it. If you're a British kid, and if you know about age of consent, you know about the age of consent in your own country. And if you're on holiday, I don't think you do necessarily, as a kid, I'm sure some adults wouldn't, but as a kid, I'm sure you don't necessarily know or seek out the laws on consent when you go to a foreign country. So, I don't know, I get that the law is a different law in Dubai as over here, but it's about what the law is in a person's mind in a way, isn't it? Particularly when they're young.
Yeah, exactly. And she was, she was 17, but she is now 18. She's only a few months younger than him. And, it's unclear. It seems as though, he was unaware of the age of consent in Dubai. But like you say, both of them were British. So there's possibly an assumption there that because they're both British citizens, exactly, they're not doing anything illegal. So his family have said that actually, exactly that, in a plea they've issued directly to the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, to spare Marcus, which he can do, as the girl is now 18. Their relationship would have been legal if they were in their home countries. Now, he's got loads of support from members of the public. There's a petition calling for the government to offer him stronger support that's had more than 40,000 signatures. His family are also raising money it's entitled to help bring Marcus home, but they're having to pay these massive legal costs. That's now raised more than 35 £5,000. We're told that they'd saved up for this holiday of a lifetime. One of his parents works as a cleaner in North London, the other works in a warehouse. They'd saved up to go away for his dad's birthday and used all of their savings, on this once-in-a-lifetime trip. And now we're told they just don't know what to do. In terms of what the government have had to say so far today, even, they've been pretty silent on this. We've been contacting the Foreign Office all day since this news broke. They're yet to say anything, although we are told that they will. But they've known about this since September, since Marcus was arrested. The Foreign Secretary David Lammy is actually Marcus Fakana's MP, Tottenham MP.
Handy.
We're told that he was sent a couple of letters. That's what Marcus has told Detained in Dubai. Not sure what they said, but it's clearly not had any influence. And the family, we're told, haven't heard anything since. So we wait to hear from the Foreign Office about, whether they'll be intervening, whether they'll be trying to do any more to get Marcus home. But so far, it seems as though they are yet to comment.
I'll be interested to know what people think of this, because it throws up the question it throws up for me, particularly when you're dealing with young people, is the law, if you break the law in a foreign country unwittingly in this way, and a very particular law that's about intimacy rather than about criminal, stealing or whatever, if you break the law in that way unwittingly and you're very young, is it punitive, overly punitive to put somebody in prison for that? And I would say yes, particularly for somebody of 18 and 17, particularly if there's no claim by the girl, and I don't think there is, that it was anything other than consensual.
And we should say as well, it's not sexual assault that he's been prosecuted for, it's sex with a minor. So I'm not sure.
Is that regarded differently?
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah. So it's because he had sex with a girl who was under the age of 18, but there's no claim of any foul play, of any rape, of any sexual assault, anything non-consensual. This was all thoroughly consensual, and it appears that the girl's parents also knew that, but they must have known that sex with a girl under the age of 18 in Dubai is illegal in that particular country.
Yeah, but I mean, there's the strict legal way of looking at it and saying, I'm sorry, when in Rome, or when in Dubai, that's the law. A criminal case has been made and he's been found wanting. That's the law. You could take that absolutist view of it, but I'm not sure I would. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not a judge. But I just think, it just seems, and I'm not asking you to opine on this, but the mother making the complaint, calling the police in Dubai, that seems vindictive to me. If there's no element of coercion against the girl, that seems vindictive against the boy because she's found, shock horror, her daughter's had sex.
This is what a lot of people have been saying, the fact that the girl and her family were safely back in the UK. So, they weren't in Dubai, so nothing could have happened to the girl. She's back in the UK safely. But, the knowledge that the boy was still there in Dubai and she's reporting him to a foreign.
But she wouldn't be prosecuted in Dubai, would she, presumably? She'd be regarded
as the victim. But, still she's safe now back in her home country, and that 18-year-old boy isn't. And a lot of people have said as well, she's got a child of a very similar age, just a few months younger, and maybe she didn't know that she was about to potentially sentence Marcus to a sentence. I mean, we're told that it could have been up to 20 years. He has been given a year. She possibly didn't know the consequences of her actions, but the consequence is you've got an 18-year-old British boy now in prison in Dubai for a year.
Well, again, it's not your job to give opinion, but I can. I think she would know. The mother who made the call to a country like Dubai would know. And I think it's vindictive. I really do. I think it's vindictive. But interesting. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Charlotte Lynch, LBC's reporter. I mean, I'm a bit of a stickler for the rules, as you might have learned over the years, but I just think, sometimes with younger people, you've got to, just out of childhood, really. Obviously, this is why you shouldn't have sex till you're 35. But I think there's something really harsh about what the mother did.